So a very good evening, dear brothers and sisters in Christ and everyone who is following us on Facebook Live. We will take a few minutes to just kind of wait for everyone to slowly come on board before we talk about anything serious. Okay. But before we do anything, maybe we just introduce ourselves a little bit. Just in case any one of you do not know who I am, I'm actually Fr Terence. I'm one of the Redemptorist priests that is currently serving here in Novena Church. And you are?
I am actually Father Gerard. I'm also a Redemptorist. I live in Nalla Road community, which is the formation house of the Vice-Provincial, where the postulants live. So I live in Nalla Road, but you'll see me often enough here at Novena, doing the Masters and Novenas and things like that.
Okay. So what we are trying to do for many of you who have already know that, who have seen us on Facebook Live, you will know that this is an opportunity for us to kind of just connect with all of you in a more informal way, to just have a chat with all of you, to share some of the informations with all of you that is out there, and basically to also update a little bit about what is happening here in Novena Church. Perhaps some of you who always frequent Novena Church, you will have already realized that, how come some of the familiar faces, we have not seen them for some time, and there are some new faces that we do not really know who they are. Today we hope that we can really introduce to you all these people, all the characters that are here currently serving in Novena Church, and of course to give you the updates of what is happening. Yeah. Is there any other things that you think that this Facebook Live is meant for?
Well, we'd also like to hear from you. Maybe you have some questions about where you feel the church might be going or where our mission might be heading, and then you can share that with us. If you have any questions, about the charism, the spirituality, I think it's quite open-ended, no? Okay. So just feel free.
All right. So you can see that I was like really not in the space just now because I was trying to get my Facebook Live screen properly set up. So it's finally set up. So I'm now more focused. Perhaps before we begin anything, I would just like to address our listeners who might be more familiar with the Chinese language. So I'll just greet them for the time being. So 各位主内的弟兄姐妹们，我在这边呢，我非常欢迎你们今天来参加我们这 Facebook Live 的这个活动。我们主要呢，今天晚上呢，想借此机会跟你们分享一下我们在这个 Novena 教堂最近的一些近况。有一些新的神父已经来到我们这一边呢，也是来服务。有一些神父呢，可能你们会发现到，好久没有见到他们到底去了哪里？所以我们在此呢，也想借此机会跟你们分享一下。当然，我们现在刚刚步入新的一年，我们想用这个机会呢，也和你们分享一下我们在接下来这一年里面呢，我们有一些什么样的计划。然后呢，我们对我们的未来有些怎样的展望？所以可是大部分的时间，接下来我们都会用英文和你们交谈。我也希望呢，即使你不大会听英文呢，你还是可以继续的留在这一边呢，也可以多一点认识我们在这一边的一些神父们。Okay, so I've just introduced in Mandarin. Gerard, would you like to introduce perhaps in Tamil?
I'm the English-speaking compare. Yeah.
Not even a word like Salkima. No, that's it. Okay, all right. So I think some of you will also know the drill. We are here basically also to interact with all of you. So if you have any questions that you would like to have us respond to, you are more than welcome to just write in your questions in the Facebook comments, and we will try our very best to answer any questions that you would have. And also, just feel free to interact with us. If we say something and you have some comments or you have something that you would like to just share with us, so just please share whatever comments that you have in the comment section. And I would just like to just take a very short moment to say hi to our Instagram viewers. So we have the main cameras coming here for the Facebook and perhaps later on YouTube, but the Instagram viewers, because we only have one screen, you will be seeing us from the side. So just a big hi.
I was wondering what that phone was there for.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Instagram, okay.
All right, so after all the pleasantries and introduction, maybe we can start going to something to discuss on. I'm sure many of you would already know that Father Gerard here sitting beside me is our previous Vice-Provincial of Malaysia and Singapore. It must have been quite a daunting job trying to take care of all of us Redemptorists. As you know, we are very colorful characters. So maybe, Father Gerard, just to start off the conversation, maybe you can share with us a little bit how has things been with you during this your term as the Vice-Provincial of Malaysia and Singapore?
Yes, I was the Vice-Provincial for 4 years and 7 months. So it was quite an eventful time, I think, because there was always something happening. Of course, one of the issues that took up so much of that time was COVID. You know, COVID-19 took up more than 2 years of that time. More than half of that time was taken up with COVID. So you know, that was difficult, and we had to work around those issues. But I think with that also came a possibility to do more things. Media was one of them.
Okay,
you know?
okay.
So I think at that time, we had already been talking about moving into media in a big way before that, no?
Mm-hmm.
But I think when COVID came, and I still remember that week or 2 weeks before we knew that the whole of Singapore was going to go into a lockdown, we really ramped everything up and got the stuff out for Holy Week and all that. And since then, you know, we've been moving forward.
Okay,
Yeah.
so maybe you can share with us what might be the high point. I won't say a high point during COVID time, but what do you think is something that we can be proud of that happened during COVID, and maybe what might be one of the most challenging moments happening during the COVID period?
So during COVID, I think the high point for us was having what we had on the media reaching out to the people. When we had the 2 processions, I think it was, that went online. So I think that was really good for people to see that, you know. On top of that, also we did some work with migrants.
Mm-hmm.
We did the Migrant Stations of the Cross one year. We also had hosted the Migrant Sunday Mass 2 years for the Archdiocese, on behalf of the Archdiocese, and had conference from other countries coming to preach in different languages.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, just to interject. So we are starting to get informations about people that is slowly coming in. I do see some names appearing, Aaron, Michael, all the many people that I actually know them personally, so a big hi. We are also seeing people coming from Macau, from Kota Kinabalu, from Kuala Lumpur, and many different places. People are slowly saying hi, Cebu. So we just want to say a very big hi. Okay, so as the Facebook Live continues, we will slowly keep welcoming all of you, and please continue to join us, and don't just drop off in a few seconds time, okay?
Okay, and thank you. So it's so wonderful to see people joining in from far away.
All
so
right.
Thank you so much for making time.
So just now I interjected you for a while. You say that those were the opportunities. Maybe just a quick sharing, like what do you think were the biggest challenge for you during the COVID period?
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge was not being able to see people because we were all locked down. I remember for 2 or 3 months, I couldn't even come to Novena Church meet the conference here. So that I think was really very difficult.
Okay, all right. Okay, so like I say, we are also welcoming a lot of questions from all of you. Right away, someone was asking for a recommendation of good books. Maybe we will do that a little bit later.
Okay.
At a later time. I think now we will just continue to just touch on some of the things that we want to talk on. Especially like as I've started off the Facebook Live, there has been a lot of movements in a way here in Novena Church with some of our familiar faces disappearing for a while and some new faces. I have been away for 2 years. I have to say,
Yeah, so
I
welcome
went
back.
to
Yeah.
I went to study. Just in case you do not know, I was away and I just got back a couple of months back. And even now, after 3-4 months, people are still seeing me for the first time and giving me very warm welcome. So I'm very happy about that. But maybe it's good for us to also update you about how some of our other confreres are doing. Okay, so maybe we'll just go down the list and I'll just mention the confrere's name, and then maybe Gerard, you can just give us an update. First of all, maybe someone that many of you are very familiar with, and you also know him very well. He's a very wonderful and very sweet figure, Father Paul Pang. Yeah, he is here in this community, but we don't get to see him too often. So how is Father Paul Pang?
Yeah, Father Paul Pang is 87 years old. He's in good health, but he's a bit slow in his movement, expected at his age. And you do see him at some of the bigger occasions, especially when the whole community celebrates at Christmas, New Year, and other big feast days. He's always around.
Yeah. So recently, the New Year's Eve Mass, Father Pang have broken his rule. He normally sleeps around about 9 o'clock. He actually stayed awake until midnight to come and join us for that Mass. But yeah, so I thought that was really sweet of him.
Yeah, he's doing well. Yeah.
He's doing well, huh? Okay. So who else? Just now, right away, I saw someone was asking about Father Francis. In fact, Father Francis went to study about the same time with me, and how is he?
Yeah, he's doing all right. He will remain in the United States for the time being.
Okay, so apparently, I'm sure he was enjoying himself a lot.
Oh.
Actually, I was in communication with him. We were both studying, and he is always sharing with me about a lot of wonderful things that he was experiencing when he was in the US, and as of now, he's just continuing being there. Anyone else that perhaps some of you would like
Somebody
to know?
was asking how about Father Simon Pereira?
Okay,
Yeah.
we will keep Father Simon Pereira to slightly later because we have something special to share with you with regards to Father Simon Pereira.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyone else?
Who else?
Okay, so I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Father Peter, Father Clement is all doing well. Father Glenn, Father Vincent is all doing well. And we have some new incoming. Oh, Father Sixtus. Do you all know who Father Sixtus is? I think
they will
most
know
of them know. So he's one of our. He's the youngest among us, and he's the most dynamic one. You can always see him all over the place. Very friendly with a big smile, so on and so forth. We will introduce to you some of the newer faces.
Yes, there are a couple of new arrivals.
Okay.
First of all, from the province of Bangalore,
Ooh.
we have a new arrival, a new addition. He is Father Charles Santiago, and he arrived here sometime in November, and he lives in Nalla Road. Many would remember,
Which is our formation house, by the way.
Formation House, and many of you will remember Father Alvin Rex. Father Alvin Rex returned to Bangalore in June and has taken over a very big role. He's now in charge, or he's the formator of the seminary in Bangalore for all the students at the senior stage of formation, studying theology. So
Okay.
he's got nearly 30 students.
All right.
We call them in
Okay,
the
that's
Redemptorist
very great.
way. So
Okay.
he's got a big responsibility
All right.
there.
Anyone else that you would like to introduce that is new here?
Okay, so another person who is new, but actually not new to us in the community, but maybe is new to people who are seeing him outside, is Anthony Charles Prabhu. He has been studying for the last 7.5 years, here, there, and everywhere. He's behind the camera somewhere, and
Yes. Waving at us.
yes, he's back here in Singapore for a short time, and this Sunday at 5:30 p.m. he'll be making his perpetual profession. So
Yes.
please do come and join us if you can.
All right.
This Sunday at 5:30 p.m.
7th January at 5:30 p.m. The Mass, the evening Mass. So do come and join us. It will be a very wonderful celebration.
Yeah, we've not had a final profession since 2016.
Okay.
So that's really wonderful. But I'm afraid he won't be with us for too long. He'll have to go back to school in Davao in Philippines after that. But he'll be back permanently by May,
All right.
and so we look forward to have him in the community.
Okay, so one last question for you, Gerard, before we move on. You have been VP for 4 years, you have worked very hard, and this is a new quadrennium, another new 4 years. What is the plans for you? What are you looking forward to, or what is happening that is interesting with you?
Yeah, so I'll be going away myself next week, in fact. So I'm taking some time away from active ministry.
Okay.
And I'll be going to study or do a program at the Oblate School of Theology, which is in San Antonio in Texas. So I'll be there for 1 semester.
Okay.
So I'll be doing a number of things while I'm there. I'll be studying some theology, but there are also seminars arranged as part of the course. Spiritual direction is part of the course as well. So it's really a time for people to get away from ministry and renew themselves in mind and in heart.
Okay.
So I'll have 21 classmates. I don't know any of them. I'll meet them next week. They come from 12 different countries. I understand that I'll have classmates from Uganda, Zambia, New Zealand, India, Ireland, and Americans, of course.
Okay.
So it'll be very interesting.
Okay, sorry, I have to just take one step back, because I just saw someone asking. This person obviously knows us very well. He just asked the question, what about Father Robin?
Yes.
Yeah.
Father Robin is now assigned to a Redemptorist parish in Melbourne. So it's called Holy Eucharist Parish in St. Albans. It's one of the far out suburbs of Melbourne. So if you're ever there, you can always go and see him.
Yeah. So now he's enjoying the wonderful atmosphere down south.
It's probably pretty hot at the moment.
Yeah, wonderful. So, sorry for interjecting. You were saying that you are going for this period of studies, and probably it will be a very wonderful time for you to kind of refresh yourself, take a little break. So we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Please
Thank you
go
very much.
and just have a really good recharge time and come back, and lots of work is waiting for you back
my
here.
goodness.
All right, so as we have told you that we have something in store for you with regards to Father Simon, because of this Facebook Live, we actually asked him if he would be interested to share with all of you a little update of himself. So Father Simon, being Father Simon, is supposed to be like a 1-minute update of himself. He ended up giving us a 10-minute sermon, very inspiring sermon, but we're just going to give you an edited version of it right now, and in a few days' time, we'll give you the full sermon, okay? So this is just an update of Father Simon, so do enjoy.
A happy New Year to each and
All right.
every one of you. As you can see, I'm still alive,
For the Facebook Live.
and I'm taking this opportunity
From watching
to
us
thank
on
you
Instagram,
profusely
we'll just kind of have
for your prayers for me,
wait with
the
us
rosaries, the
to
masses,
see of things that's
and all your messages of
okay. So now,
encouragement.
Father Eugene is actually
When I had this cancer, I'm improving now. Remember what St. Alphonsus said, God loves us with a crazy love. When I reflected on this crib, I looked at our Lord Jesus, Mary and Joseph. This is a courageous faith. What I would like to impart upon you in the year 2024 is to have a defiant faith, a courageous faith. What is a defiant faith?
you can always
A 2-year-old boy at cancer ward, when he finished his treatment, got up and waved at every patient, including myself. And I saw the Spirit of Jesus in him, full of courage, fortitude, a defiant faith. Let's have our chin above water, stand tall, and we can overcome the odds. God bless you. Have a great year. Continue to love and pray for each other. And thank you for all your love, your prayers, and your support. Amen.
I just wanna thank
Okay. Okay, so welcome back. So as you can see, Father Simon is doing really well, and we are going to share with you his full sermon in a couple of days' time. And you can please help us to share with everyone who knows him and want to know of his update. And perhaps now let us just put our hands together, Gerard. Let's put our hands together and welcome Father Eugene here. Okay, how are you, Father Eugene?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, but before we go on to you, I keep realizing that we keep missing some of the conference that people are concerned about. So maybe Father Eugene can answer this question. People are asking, how is Father Patrick Masang? So can you just give us an update on what's happening to him?
Oh, Patrick, yeah. I just exchanged messages with him about a week ago, or maybe nearly 2 weeks. And he's fine. He has been discharged from the hospital, and he is currently in good health, I would say, because I think he has put in a lot of effort. If you recall, if you remember, there was the Reluctant Saint concert series. He was actually the one who directed, and also together with a few other talented musicians and producers, produced that concert for us. So because of that, maybe he felt you
Really?
a lot of
Okay. So
energy put into it. Yeah.
But I heard that he has recovered, and he will actually be here this weekend for the profession.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Oh, sorry. We just got the latest update. Father Patrick is back in Malaysia right now. So he's coming. Yeah, he's coming back to be with us very soon. Okay. So now focus all the way back to you. So Father Eugene, just in case any of you is still not aware, Father Eugene was the rector in our last term, our last quadrennium, which is a 4-year term. And I think, I'm not sure whether fortunately or unfortunately, Father Eugene probably took on the rectorship in one of the most challenging time here of the Novena Church. And of course, with COVID, so many things have to happen, and so many first time that we need to try out. So, Father Eugene, not specifically just towards COVID, how has your experience been being the rector of Novena Church?
Well, it was really a very daunting task to have to organize and have to coordinate a lot of things that was very unexpected. In those days, a lot of things were determined by the government agencies, especially the Ministry of Health, the COVID task force, and they were implementing a lot of rules, and they were also changing it very frequently. So for us, church, we have to be aligned with the Archdiocese, and as one religious organization, we have to we have to really cooperate and make sure that we go by the rules, because anything that would violate the rules would have its consequences. Okay. And not just fine and penalties, but the people would suffer, and COVID would spread. And we had to be very responsible while trying to practice our faith at the same time.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I remember some of the directives that came from the ministry, because we were reading it together. Sometimes 15, 20 pages, of all kinds of directives, from how many people are allowed to be in a certain place, how many meters apart they should stand, whether they should be masked up or not, and rules about microphones. It was.
I realize. I remember also you all were doing a lot of planning for a particular in a particular way, and before we can even execute, directives came that we need to change it all over again. So I really saw a lot of the challenges.
And remember, we played in the band together for the virtual youth rally.
Okay.
And,
okay.
So
might not be the most interesting.
And
okay.
we had a lot of things to follow as well, a lot of
Yeah,
rules
yeah,
to
yeah.
follow.
Okay, so those are more towards the challenges, yeah, as like I say, it all links to COVID. But for your term, 4 years term, is there any to you is really a highlight, a positive moment, something that you will treasure, and something that will give you a bit more energy when you think about it?
Well, I think we made a good comeback after COVID. There was a return of people who were coming back to church, and we see them more than perhaps before COVID, because a lot are new faces. I guess COVID has made people realize the need for their faith to be to increase, of course, and to pray harder, to make sure also that their devotion and their love for God is more better expressed. Because if they go back to those days, they found that it was so difficult and to come to church. So they value and they cherish the faith better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are highlights for you. Anything more personally for yourself? Something that is like, how to say, a growth moment, or something that really makes you put on have a smile when you think about it during your 4 years. Some although it was very challenging, but some happy moments, some unforgettable moments, something like that.
I think it's a great joy always to see people coming back and to church, especially the familiar faces, I would say. And the faith that people always profess is really very deep and very personal, and that enriched me, because they are looking for faith, and that during those hard times they did not give up. I remember one very good story and example is one couple who came to our church in front of the stairway, and it was cordoned off, but they insisted to come in, and when they couldn't come in, they actually felt very discouraged because one of their family members have just passed away. So I really had to juggle between keeping the law or allowing them pastorally to be ministered. So in the end, I think I really have to seek their forgiveness, but at the same time I'm enriched by their search for God. In those times where they did not give up on their faith, they did not become disappointed and despair, but they remain steadfast in their faith. And I think there are many people like that in our church, especially on Saturdays, where we see people would give up other activities and really make it a point to come and celebrate, come to devote themselves to Mother Mary.
Actually, I want to take this opportunity to maybe share with you some kind of behind the scene things that was happening during COVID. At the earlier times where it was like really a full lockdown, after a couple of weeks, us within this community, we can actually interact with each other freely, although we cannot interact with outside. Fr Eugene was still working very hard to animate the community, so he actually thought of a lot of ways to bring the community together. As much as I give special respect to all those that have gone through very difficult times during COVID, Fr Eugene tried to make our lives still very full and very fruitful. I especially remember our barbecue sessions. So we are by ourselves here, so we had some barbecue sessions, and just in case you do not know, he's a very good cook also. So he really cooked up some really good meals and really make us feel that tinge of joy amidst a solidarity with everyone that is struggling throughout this COVID time. So a big thank you to you, Fr Eugene.
Well, I think another good thing that happened is during these 4 years, there were many logistics that were being replaced, were being maintained, and the church is fully functional in the sense that we are capable of hosting concerts, recitals and events, and we get many people who want to come here for various reasons to celebrate masses and anniversaries, especially from the Archdiocese ministries. But so sorry that wedding and funerals and baptism is still not possible because we are not a parish.
Yep.
So we advocate a lot of activities and sessions on Mother Mary and across the board for our spirituality. But so sorry that the sacraments, we have a lot of requests, but it's just not possible.
But
I
yeah.
just wanted to comment on something that somebody had mentioned in the comments, that Novena Church had handled the COVID crisis very well. Yeah. So thank you for that. I think a lot of credit goes to you.
Yeah.
You know, I really wanted to take this opportunity to say that, because I think it was a really difficult, challenging time for everybody. But that's fallen on you, you know, as the leader of this place.
Apologies for those who were turned away because there was a maximum capacity. And thank you for your understanding, because it wasn't really our choice. We really have to make that very, very difficult decision. And thank you also to those ministry members who stepped in, who were the frontliners, who had to so-called bear the insults, bear the scoldings, and some were even talked down and being accused of being insensitive. And all this really made everybody's life really difficult. But some were really, and many were really compassionate, understanding, and cooperative. So we like to thank you for it and also apologize to those who were affected.
Okay, so those were all your experience in the past 4 years when you were the rector. Do you not think that you deserve another round of rectorship?
No, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, let me rephrase that. Father Eugene definitely deserves another round of rectorship, but we also treasure his well-being. So we are giving him some time off to really go and relax a little bit. And someone just now, I just kind of smiled at a comment, because someone was saying, Father Eugene seemed to have grown a little bit, maybe because of all the stress. So hopefully that you will have some time to de-stress. Yeah. And maybe you can tell us a little bit, what are your plans, your upcoming plans, way to help you to de-stress a little bit.
Okay, good. So thank you to the generosity of the Vice-Provincial and his council. They have granted me a 1-year sabbatical. So in late April, I'll be going away for sabbatical programs.
Programs, okay.
Yeah,
wow.
one of which is I'll be going to Canada, Toronto, going to Madrasa Retreat House for a retreat. And then later on, I'll go to Guelph Jesuit Retreat Center for a 10-week course. And it's specializing in spiritual direction. And then I'll make my way down to one of our Redemptorist Renewal Center, which is in Arizona, for another sabbatical course. So these are back-to-back, which I hope will give me rest, but at the same time also to learn more about other ways of evangelizing, preaching, and also accompanying other people in their spiritual journey. So that's the gist of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe also we'll just take this opportunity to really wish you all the best. I'm sure you're going to have a very wonderful and blessed year ahead.
Oh, thank you very much.
Enjoy as much as you can, but remember to charge up so that you can come back even more powerful to help up.
I think we are reminded that we are supposed to come back and work.
Yeah.
I hear this message coming.
Yeah. So the Chinese saying, 休息是为了走更长远的路. So Father Eugene always knows that. So we wish you all the best. Any like last words that you want to wish our listeners and our churchgoers before you head off? So Father Eugene is heading off in April. Actually, you'll still be able to see him for the next couple of months. But anything that you want to say here to them before you head off?
Yeah, I thank you for your support and prayers. Novena Church has always been a place where people from different walks of life, different religion even, come together as one family to support each other. So I hope this support system continues. We'll try our best to be innovative, creative, to touch the lives of people, and to also be grounded and to assimilate our mission priorities as much as possible to the rhythm of life of people who live every day. So we try to be as localized as possible.
Okay.
So keep us in prayer that we'll be strong, we have the energy, we will be in good health also, and we always be at peace and joyful also, that spirit.
So maybe I'll just echo one of the comments that was said of Father Eugene's rectorship here. So someone have said that Father Eugene led the team with great fortitude and taken care of the church with love. So really thank you very much. But before we let you go, before we end this thing, maybe we take one question. Someone was asking, is way out of what we are talking about, but maybe just to intersperse with some questions. Why are we using blue on the first day of the new year? Is that a proper liturgical color? So Father Eugene, before you go off, a little theological question to you.
Well, as you know, 1st of January is the solemnity of Mother Mary, Holy Mother of God. So Mother Mary, you know, the Marian color is always blue. So on that day, we follow the liturgical color, which is blue and nothing else, because that's the very, very important day where we celebrate with Mary and ask for intercession. And also this is rubrics and also the
all right.
something
So,
is non-negotiable.
all right. So
But actually blue is an optional color.
Yeah.
It's not one of the main liturgical colors, but it's an optional color that in some countries there is a tradition of using blue for Marian feast days. And because we are a shrine and a sanctuary to our Mother Perpetual Help, we like to do that. So we do that every year on New Year's Day and also on the 3 days of the Triduum before the annual procession.
Okay. That's one. Okay, there are questions that pertains to the functioning of the church. Do you want to take up one question like that?
Like what?
Like, will we consider sunset mass?
Oh, that's for you. You're the new council member. Would you like
Okay,
to
all
answer?
right. So the consideration is always there, but as of now, I don't think there's any major consideration for the moment.
Okay, one thing that I can say is this is Novena Church. So people want to come here for Novena sessions. By putting in the sunset mass, we will take away the sessions for the Novena. And some people will say, you know, which we have heard in the past, they can go to other churches for sunset mass, but this church is peculiarly and specially devoted to the Novena session. So why take it away and then not allow other people to have the opportunity to come? So we are at a loss also with both good reasons, but then we would like to favor more on the fact that we are Novena Church and Marian devotion is our priority also. And for now, it remains, but maybe it can be evaluated again, and who knows, things can change or we can add on sessions.
Okay.
Yep.
Definitely, and we will be introducing someone who can have more say about that. But before we do anything, this is a short little clip that kind of look back at 2023 of what has happened here in Novena Church. So we just want to share with you also. Enjoy this clip.
Novena Church became close to those who were seeking the intercession of Mary, especially for those who felt lost and abandoned. This is a place where as many as 15,000 people would come on a typical weekend.
Always find joy in the smallest of things. That is what we found in you. Oh, you are joy.
You are precious in the eyes of God. You are special for Him. John Paul said during the World Youth Day, "Do not be afraid
to step up.
Alphonsus used all the talents that God had blessed them with for the one purpose, that God's love be proclaimed to God's people, that they feel loved and part of the church.
With your people, with your vision, let your teaching be on high. With your power, be your leader, with your spirit.
We're very, very delighted to be here for the very first time actually at Novena Church.
Okay, so we are back live. We are juggling a little bit, and before we do anything, let us perhaps, if you want to put your hands from your home, to welcome, if you are not already know, this is Fr Ino Cueto.
Hey, Father
Victorino
Ino,
Cueto.
yeah.
Yeah, this is someone you really should know here if you come to Novena Church, and when you see him, please go up to him and introduce yourself, because Fr Ino is, as of now, a very important person, because previously we say that Fr Gerard was the previous Vice-Provincial, and Fr Ino is our current Vice-Provincial. So welcome, Fr Ino. And another thing, in addition to that, as you have seen just now, Fr Eugene was our previous rector. Fr Ino is also our current rector. My gosh, I wonder what else. Is there anything else that was someone was a previous?
St. Paul talks about omnia omnibus. No? He's all things to all people.
All
And
right,
so,
yes.
He's doing the job of two people.
Yeah, so some of you might find him a rather unfamiliar face. Like I've never seen him in Singapore. That is because Fr Ino is not from Singapore. So maybe we let Fr Ino do a little bit of introduction. Tell us about yourself, where you come from, something for us to get to know you.
Hello, good evening to all of those of you who are watching. I am Fr Ino Cueto from Manila, actually. I'm a Redemptorist as well, and I was assigned here since August and as a Vice-Provincial, and then later became Director as well. I used to be the Rector also of our church, the Baclaran Church in the Philippines, and also used to be the Vice-Provincial of Manila as well. So, but I'm very, very happy to be here. I embrace this new assignment with missionary availability, as we say in our Redemptorist lingo, and just truly happy to be here.
Okay. So talking about lingo, someone just asked a question which I thought that it is good for us to actually address. Someone actually asked, is it okay to at least explain what is a provincial and what is a rector? Yeah, so people, we are just talking like as if that's something that everyone knows. Yeah, maybe you can explain to us what does it mean for you to be the vice-provincial and what does it mean to be the rector?
Yes. The vice-provincial, this means that I am the superior of the Redemptorists, both of Malaysia and Singapore.
So basically, he is our boss. Yeah, so that's
or maybe a slave.
no, our boss. Yeah, and
and because we have one Redemptorist house in Ipoh, Malaysia, and then we have at present 2 Redemptorist houses here in Singapore. One is in Nalo Road, where Father Gerard is, a formation community, and here, second, in the St. Alphonsus Church, Novena Church. So as a superior or the vice-provincial superior, then I am supposed to animate, to lead, to pastor the Redemptorists in all of these communities. Now, as a rector, I am specifically also to lead the whole Novena Thompson community, mission community, in our mission and common living. This means that the whole Novena community, we try our best to be able to animate in terms of our missions and our community witness.
Okay. Before we actually ask you about this daunting task of becoming both our vice-provincial and the rector of Novena Church, perhaps you can just share with us a little bit first, how has it been for you to come from a totally different culture from Philippines and coming to Singapore? How have you adapted, and what were the joys and the challenges of this few months just coming over to this community? As I say, I'm sure we are a very colorful community here. It must not be very easy for you to come straight away to be our boss. So what have your experience been like?
Well, first, I came here actually rather excited because for me it's a new context, it's a new culture, it's a new community, although I already know some of you because some, like Terence was my student.
Yes.
Gerard was my co-professor or teacher, so there are already a lot of connections. Then when I arrived here, the Redemptorist and the people even in the Novena Church were all very welcoming. So I felt really I felt the hospitality of so many people. Of course, it's always a bit difficult because being a Filipino and being here in Singapore, a lot of adjustments are to be done. For example, we were joking earlier about Filipino time. So we were talking about we should meet at is it 10 o'clock? So I asked, is it 10 o'clock Singaporean time or is it 10 o'clock Filipino time?
How about 7:15 for the rehearsal at South Test?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we were just doing some testing before this, and where's Fr Ino? Yeah, yes. Right.
So a lot of adjustment as well. But for me, very more important is for me to be able to feel a little bit more the context, the people, how are they, how are you, to be able to start establishing even small connections so that at the end of the day, I am not just here as a leader, but we are together as all pilgrims, as faith believers.
Mm-hmm. Maybe one more question in conjunction with this. What might have been your greatest culture shock? Is there any, do you think?
Actually, it was not shock. I appreciated it. Like the system here in Singapore is very predictable.
Okay.
So when I go on a metro, I know that the train will arrive in 2 minutes. and it will leave after 1 minute. So things like that. So it's different. So I just had this disposition that to just try to welcome the differences and everything. Even the taste of the food is okay.
I was just going to ask you about the food.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that also.
I like spicy food, but your spicy means it's very spicy for me. So I just need to learn to adjust.
I'm planning to bring Father Ino to try this mala hot pot. Yeah, so you have not tried that, right?
No, not
Yeah,
yet.
yeah. Okay,
I
so
have
we're
tried
gonna.
turtle soup.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, turtle soup is something that is acquired taste, but yeah, there's nothing compared to mala hot pot. So we will maybe
You won't
do
feel
a
your
recording
tongue for about 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, would you like to answer some questions, or would you like to just go ahead and maybe we talk a little bit about your challenges as director or vice-provincial? Maybe.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sure. Do you want to? By the way, Father Ino is a theologian. He taught me a lot of my theology courses during the seminary. So maybe this would be a good question to ask Father Ino. I used to pray to Mother Mary for intercession, but some say we should pray directly to Jesus. Comment.
Both are good. We pray to Mother Mary for her to intercede for us. And it's always been a tradition in the church. So for example, we have different saints. And different saints have different particular concerns. So like Saint Alphonsus is a patron of moral theologians and all confessors. So as a patron, that particular aspect, being confessor, for example, is something that we can ask him to intercede for us, to help us. It's like you have a faith friend, and that faith friend helps you in that whole journey. Of course, we can also go directly to God, and that won't be a problem. So both are true and good. If you look at the icon of our Mother of Perpetual Help, the dominant image is the image of our mother, right? So we come to our mother. But if you notice her hand, her right hand, is actually pointing to Jesus. Jesus was holding the hand, but the right hand is pointing. Mary, Mother Mary, is not clasping Jesus, but pointing to Jesus. So it is in the same way. So the whole classical thing of to Jesus through Mary. The other practical or maybe common possible explanation is many times when we have something, we usually go to our mother. So in the same way, mother is our Mother Mary. And when that mother tells her son, sometimes maybe many would believe that, Jesus would more open-heartedly welcome that.
Answered like a true theologian.
Okay, well done.
So maybe now, Father Ino, you would like to share with us, there have been comments that say that, wow, being the vice-provincial and now even in addition to that, being the rector, isn't that too much, too daunting? How are you taking in these roles?
Yeah, I've always believed in team leadership. There is no one leader, and that is where I think, for example, the House Council for the Novena community and the Vice-Provincial Council for the Vice Province. So leadership is always a way to bring people together, a way to bring a team together. So there might be so many tasks to do, but at the end of the day, it is not just left as well on the leader as an individual, but to be able to work in collaboration with others. So for me, leadership is collaboration.
Yeah.
So in that sense, then there is more participation. at the end of the day, I will, what do you call it? I will take the final blame.
Okay. But in other words, it also means that all of us will have more work to do.
Yes. It's shared responsibility.
Yeah, and we call that co-responsibility, isn't it?
Yes,
In the
yeah.
Redemptorist tradition, we are trained to all play our part and play our role in making the mission
Okay.
move forward. And one thing I think that's changed in the last quadrennium especially was that so many lay partners have come on board, both paid staff and volunteered staff. So now you only see three of us behind the in front of the camera, but behind us there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people working, twice as many as there are here to make this Facebook Live possible.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good image, you know.
Since you touch on that, I have to touch on what I'm very passionate about. I am also supposed to keep reflecting on a deeper partnership with all the lays. So in the coming months or years, we will try to reflect very seriously and try to find even more and sustainable way to get more lay to involve with us as partners, not just as simple volunteers that listen to what we have to say, but we reflect together on how we can best live out our Christian identity and how we can also share the Christian love to everyone else.
And this is like our vision for the Vice-Province and for the Novena community. That when we talk of the Novena Redemptorist community, we're not only talking of the Redemptorist priests or the brothers, but we're also talking of the lay people who have been our partners for years and years. So it has been happening on the ground, but we would like also to try to highlight it a bit more, revitalize maybe, so that again, this is our faith in our church is about partnership with lay people.
Okay. All right, since you have touched on that a little bit, maybe this is a good time to invite you to share, like, since you're new here and we are just starting the new year 2024, what do you see might be some interesting things that our listeners can get excited about that is going to happen here in Novena Church, or what might be some of your vision or some of your plans for Novena Church in the coming months or years?
Yes. This is something that I think it's in the spirit of synodality, of walking together. So this is something that I hope we can explore together. That the Novena Church becomes or continues to be a shrine of devotion, at the same time a church in mission. So here I think two important categories, devotion and mission. So every Saturday, tens of thousands of people come here for their devotion to our Mother of Perpetual Help. And that means that they really are earnest about it. They are observing this religious practice. They are worshiping. It's an expression of their religious piety. And we would like to continue to nurture that. At the same time, however, we need to partner it with mission, meaning that our devotion is also something that we can share. We are called to share, meaning that we are also being sent, so that with devotion and mission together, it's like in traditional language, the via contemplativa, prayer and action can be together, so that we reach out also. We share, especially following our Redemptorist spirituality, to the most abandoned. So hopefully we become a shrine of devotion in a church of mission with so many values that we can take. Like, for example, how can we be a servant community to serve the least and the abandoned? How can we be a welcoming and hospitable, non-discriminating church? So this will be a lot of possible ways to be able to
So is this still at the reflection stage at this moment, or has there already like there's something that we can look forward to, that something is definitely going to happen in terms of like perhaps mission? That, yeah, is there something that?
So like, for example, we are very interested in terms of the migrant mission. So there is a process now in the community and in the Vice Province to really think of what can we do as missionaries for the migrants. And that means that it goes beyond just the Tagalog Mass or the Tamil Mass or the other language Mass. But what can we really do for the migrants? So that's one aspect. For example, in the liturgical calendar that we have, the Redemptorists are encouraged to, following Pope Francis, the whole issue on the common home, care for creation. So now, a lot of churches are celebrating what they call as the liturgical season of creation to highlight the need that we need to care for our environment. So maybe in our liturgical life, we can also include that. So these are some of the areas that, in fact, we just had our community meeting, and next Monday and Tuesday, we would have the assembly of all the Redemptorists. And this is actually our hope, to be able to come up with a realistic plan that will try to animate our missionary engagements here in Malaysia and in Singapore.
Yep. So just in case you're interested, by this Sunday you'll probably see almost all the Redemptorists from Malaysia and Singapore gathered here, and Monday we will start working hard. Yeah, right?
And I take off.
Oh, yeah. And that's when Father Gerard will fly off.
Yeah. But that sounds exciting. I think that's really exciting to think of what could be possible in the years ahead. I really like to see some of these things happening. So right on board there with all of you.
And also, like as what Father Ino has said, this is a process of synodality. We also want to hear what you have to say. So in your comments, maybe after hearing what Father Ino have to say, and you have some ideas, something that you feel you are very passionate about, just share with us in the comment section, and we might just take it up as one of the things that we will discuss or reflect upon. All right? And I just also have to say, while Father Ino has been talking, there has been a lot of comments that is like, all the love and the greetings coming from Philippines. People are saying that they are so proud of you. So we are just telling you that, of course, it's like the
love from Lipa City.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm from Lipa, so must be my kababayan or my town.
Yeah, more than that. It's So also, since Father Ino is in this kind of position, he will have to take stress, difficult questions every now and then. So I'm just going to throw one question. I'm not sure whether it is a difficult, stressful question, but let's see how he handles it. So Father Ino, do you have any plans in the future to organize a session, a day-long confession session? Now, as it seems like, perhaps 50 minutes or half an hour before Mass is insufficient. So how would you respond to that?
We have the community, and then we will definitely discuss it. We are actually trying to do something already. Like, for example, it used to be that there are only one is hearing confession. So we decided to the possibility of two confreres hearing confession at the same time, especially during ordinary days. So we are in that exploration. But I think also what we would like as a kind of a dream, and we can journey together, is that how do we also form conscience? It's a formation of our conscience. So does it mean that when I go to confession every 3 days, does it mean okay? Or maybe what we need is a much deeper understanding of what confession and sacrament of reconciliation is, which this is the long view of we are wrecking our heads in terms of what can we do so that there is really conscience formation for all of us, priests, brothers, and the lay people who come here.
Yeah. So the dream is that hopefully in the future people can come here to really learn how to make a good confession, when to make a confession and how to make a good confession.
Yes.
Yeah. So
And how the proper way of including confession as part of their spiritual life.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
there's a way to do that is helpful for you to grow in your relationship with God.
And as a way also that it's not just as if God is a police watching us make fall, but what do we really celebrate in the whole confession? We celebrate God's mercy, God's love. It's not just the whole thing of, it's like I'm counting and watching you.
Yep, exactly.
So it's, that's a whole deepening of our spiritual life.
Okay. Should I keep probing you with more difficult questions? So there's one that is.
God, that's not my
I'm just going to keep
that's not
attacking.
my area.
Yeah. So there's one. Someone is asking like, are we going to resume morning mass, which we used to have, but after COVID and when we resume it, we were resuming it in stages, slowly one by one, and we have not had morning mass. So, any comments, Father Ino?
It's always a process for the community because like a lot of considerations have to be done regarding all the other apostolic engagements that we have, because many of us are not just engaged here. So we have also masses outside, the hospitals, schools, and things like so. All of this had to be taken into consideration on what is realistic. In the same way that, like for example, some of our conferencers also will have their rest and sabbatical, which they deserve. So a lot of things. So it will be a process of study and seeing possibilities and what we can do and what we cannot do with our own limited resources.
Yeah. Are our resources reducing a little bit in terms of numbers, or do you think?
Well, if you look at the last 30 years, we have been reduced to a great number, because I was reviewing the files when I first arrived here, and if I remember it right, there was at one point in the 1980s, 90s, there were about 40 people here. Now we are 22. So if you look at that, the big, almost half, which actually is a good occasion to encourage our young people towards the discernment of your vocation, that we are Redemptorists, and in your personal journey as well, you felt being called to be Redemptorist priest or brother or lay partners, then let us come together so that we are able to embrace the great mission of God.
I think maybe this is also a good point to point out that a lot of the questions or the concerns that many of you have, for example, why can't we get back our Saturday evening mass, our morning masses, so on. Questions like this, it is not that we do not respond to them. We actually really take them at heart, and we really reflect, but perhaps you might not know it, but a lot of the decisions that we made is made after a lot of deliberations and reflections. So we just want to affirm you that we do listen and we do hear a lot of your concerns, but we really take it very seriously and bring it into discernment before we make any decision. Yeah. Okay, so yeah.
Oh, there is something on the
Yes.
Tagalog Mass as well. Yeah, since I arrived here, a good number of Filipinos are asking if we can bring back again the Tagalog Mass. At the moment, I couldn't really commit into it because I am like in and out of
Yes.
Singapore, and I go to Malaysia. But hopefully before I'm hoping that another Filipino will be assigned here. We're in negotiation with the Philippine Redemptorists, and hopefully, if that materializes, then definitely there will be a Tagalog Mass.
So keep your fingers crossed.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Okay, so
And it will see a greater internationalization of our community, isn't it? I mean, at the moment, we already have now a Vice-Provincial from Philippines.
all right.
We have Indian confrere
Confreres.
coming for the last 2 quadrennia already. Father Sixtus has been with us for a
Yes.
while. We've had students
All right.
coming here from Indonesia and also from the United States. So
Yeah.
these have, I think, prepared us for moving forward. Not that we were not international before. We've always had international confreres working here. But I think it's going to become more so now.
So while we are considering having the Tagalog Mass, are we also considering having Chinese Mass, Indonesian Mass, and Tamil Mass? Actually, I'm asking this a bit pulling their legs, but I'm also asking because out of serious concerns. Many people did ask, why is it that Novena Church do not have a Mandarin Mass, a Chinese Mass? Are we actually discerning to do that?
I think we need to put this also in a bigger context. No? That's why I was mentioning earlier, what is really our mission for the migrants? Because I believe there should be a space for linguistic divide, so to speak.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that should not be the main.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we will just be existing in our own little community. So I'm a Filipino, I'm attending a Filipino Mass, I don't care about others. I'm a Chinese Mandarin, so I will focus on that. But I think the call actually is, how do we balance also that sense of we are bigger than just ourselves. That when we talk of being community, when we talk of being diverse, then let's try to bring also together, build bridges rather than walls. No?
Okay. All right. So bottom line, we are discerning very carefully about all these possibilities. Before we actually, I'm a bit aware of time. We are really going a bit beyond the time that we were expecting to be interacting with you. But before we go there, I just want to perhaps also give some information. Firstly, just to remind everyone again, this Sunday on the 7th of January at 5:30 p.m., that will be the final profession of Brother Anthony Charles, which I think later on we're just going to call him up and just appear in the screen so you'll know that that's Brother Anthony Charles. And also, someone was asking if we can have ad hoc class on Catholic faith for baptized. I'm just going to answer this a bit in a bigger picture, is that we are now also working a lot in faith formation in the future, but also on digital mission. So what we are trying to do is also we are trying to share certain form of formation digitally, because many of you are at the digital age. You use social media, so on and so forth. Already we are putting things on podcast. If you are used to using podcasts, to me I find that is a very wonderful thing to use when I'm walking or jogging or exercising. But if you're using that, we have already started to upload our Saturday Novena sermons, our Sunday homilies onto podcasts. But also, very soon, please watch out, very soon we are going to send out an invite for you to join or subscribe into a podcast that we are going to talk a lot more in terms of it's a formation podcast. We're going to talk about Redemptorist, we're going to talk about theology, catechesis, and our current events. So it's very interesting things that we are going to do. And also, therefore, we want you to perhaps subscribe, if you have not already, to all these available podcasts that we have online. So you can see right now on the screen, there is a QR code where you can just follow this QR code. It will lead you to all the available podcasts that is out there right now from Novena Church, and you can just subscribe to them and follow us. So these are a very good way for us to continue to grow in our faith. Yeah. Any other things that you all would like to say? Maybe Father Ino, one last word that you want to share with the people before we do our wrapping up activity?
It's just I am looking forward to our journeying together as a faith community. I'm looking forward to being partners with we Redemptorists, being partners with all of you, and to really look with positivity and hope for the church in Singapore and Malaysia.
All right.
And yeah.
Okay.
Could I just give something on formation?
Yes.
On behalf of the Formation Secretariat and also the Formation House at Nalla Road, we look forward to hear from anybody who is interested in discerning their vocation. And we now at the moment have 6 men who are in different stages of formation, preparing to be Redemptorists. Anthony Charles taking his final vows soon. And after that, we have 3 novices in Lipa. 2 of them are from Malaysia and 1 from Singapore. So God willing, they will be professed in the congregation this year. We also have 1 more going, a Singaporean, going to the novitiate, hopefully in the middle of the year. And this Friday, we will also accept 1 new member who is starting on his first day, his first year on the journey. We've got a couple of people who are interested and keep in touch with us. So Vocation Director C.S.S.R. at novenachurch.com. I'll get back to you as soon as I can, and we are always welcome at Nalla Road to come for a stay and experience.
Actually, you don't need to just write to that. You can just approach any of the Redemptorists. If you want to be here in a couple of years' time, we are more than happy to. Even the tinge of thought that maybe I want to join them, please come and talk to any one of us. I'm sure everyone is very friendly and very happy to talk to you. Okay, so maybe we're just going to wrap it up with one very surprise final event for you. Okay, so we are just going to, it's going to take a bit of time for us to set up, but you're going to see we're going to invite back Fr Eugene, and Fr Sixtus is actually behind the camera for the longest time since the beginning of this Facebook Live. So finally, he's going to come up. And also, like as I say, I'm going to welcome Brother Anthony Charles. He's not in his habit, so he said that he's shy to see all of you, but hey, come on. Most of the time we are not in our habit. So let's see Brother Anthony Charles in his civilian clothes, maybe for the last time. Yeah. So do come in.
Civilian clothes.
Come on.
Actually, we will be singing a Christmas song, Christmas in Our Hearts. It is actually composed by a Filipino, Jose Marichan. And he was a Redemptorist student. He studied in our school back in the Philippines. This is a very popular song, and we thought it's a good way also to offer to all of you our Christmas wishes and our prayers as we begin the new year 2024.
Okay, so just want to make sure that everyone can be seen on the screen. That handsome young man behind me is trying to just hiding behind my head. That is Brother Anthony Charles, which will be having his final profession this Saturday. So do come and support him. And of course, you know Fr Sixtus and Fr Eugene is playing his guitar, and we are going to offer this to you. What's the title again?
Christmas in our hearts.
Christmas in our hearts. Okay, so this is from us to you, and after we finish the song, Father Ino will lead us in one final prayer of blessing. So stay tuned, huh? So don't go away first. All right. Okay, as you can see, these are all technical glitches. So just.
We have practiced this earlier, but.
so while we are waiting, maybe Fr Sixtus, you want to just say hi to all the people?
Hello, I'm Sixtus. I'm from eastern part of Indonesia, so far away. Okay. I'm here, stay here at Novena Church, and this is Brother.
Hello everyone. I won't talk much. See you all on Sunday, 5:30 p.m.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Is everyone ready? It's like we're taking a group photo. Yes, like all go closer. Who's coming? Gerard?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, we are beautifully positioned. Do we look like a boy band? Okay,
K-pop.
yeah. Someone just fell behind the screen. Yeah, sorry. Okay, yeah, let's go.
Whenever I see girls and boys selling plantains on the streets, I remember the child in a manger as he sleeps.
Got to look at the
Wherever there are people giving gifts, exchanging cards, I believe that Christmas is truly in their hearts. Let's light our Christmas trees for a bright tomorrow, where nations are at peace and all in God. Let's sing Merry Christmas and a happy holiday. This season may we never forget the love we have for Jesus. Let him be the one to guide us as another New Year starts. And may the spirit of Christmas be always in our hearts. Every prayer and every song, the community unites, celebrating the birth of our Savior Jesus Christ. That love like that starlight on that first Christmas morn lead us back to the manger where Christ the child was born. So come, let us rejoice, come and sing a Christmas carol with tonic joyful voice, proclaim the name of the Lord. Let's sing Merry Christmas and a happy holiday. This season may we never forget the love we have for Jesus. Let him be the one to guide us as another New Year starts. And may the spirit of Christmas be always in our hearts. Let's sing Merry Christmas and a happy holiday. This season may we never forget the love we have for Jesus. Let him be the one to guide us as another New Year starts. And may the spirit of Christmas be always in our hearts.
Okay, that is actually just a practice session. If you want to see us really singing very professionally, it will be some other time in the future. You just have to come for all our events, and one of that event you'll see us singing that song. Huh? Okay, so perhaps Father Ino, you can just lead us in a final prayer and also a blessing for everyone.
Let us stay in silence for a while to thank the Lord for this day, for this encounter with you all. Loving God, we continuously are grateful, especially as we close 2023. We also ask you for your blessing as we open 2024 this new year. Continue to accompany us. Continue to journey with us. Continue to embrace us in your love and in your hope.
We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
May the loving God bless all of us, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Amen.
All right, so goodbye, and until we meet again, just be safe and God bless, and come and meet us in person. All right, so have a very wonderful night. Okay, so we're just gonna wave until the line cuts off. Okay, bye bye.
Goodbye and God bless. Good night. Thank you for joining us today.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
See you all on Instagram.
Okay, so